0, all engine running. Liftoff.
Despite 60 years of searching for extraterrestrial intelligence, that didn't stop researchers from considering the idea of broadcasting upgraded communication to space aliens in the hopes of making their first contact. In this video, we'll be addressing a broad variety of topics, some of which include aliens making contact with us. How would we communicate with them? The likely outcomes of aliens making contact with us, and much more. Interstellar conversations. Doesn't that sound intriguing? How will we be able to communicate with extraterrestrial beings in the event that one day we learn that they exist? Obviously, there is a wide range of information that needs to be taken into account in the event that humans come across an alien civilization. The technical gap that is likely to exist between the human race and a messenger from outside the solar system is something that we need to keep in mind at all times. The idea that such beings do not have a conceptual framework comparable to our own is another factor to consider, but researchers have attempted to find a solution to the issue. Early in the month of March, a group of scholars from all around the world, led by Jonathan Jiang of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, published a 13-page epistle that is now being referred to as the Beacon in the Galaxy. Included in this letter is information on the biochemical composition of life on Earth, the timestamp position of the solar system in the Milky Way relative to known globular clusters, as well as digitized depictions of the solar system and Earth's surface. This is followed by basic math and physics concepts that can be used to create a universal means of communication. How awesome is that? But how sure are we that the aliens will be able to understand our message? We all know that most messages sent into space so far have begun with a brief introduction to math and science, two areas in which we and extraterrestrials are likely to share some common ground. In order to create a radio telescope to receive our message, a civilization outside of our solar system must be well versed in physics. Because of this, several attempts, such as Beacon in the Galaxy, chose to design their letter as a bitmap which is using binary code to generate an image that looks like pixels. The truth is, an attempt was made before this one. In 1974, the Arecibo message was sent into space from Puerto Rico, and it was the most powerful message ever sent into space on purpose. The broadcast was part of the celebrations for the Arecibo radio telescope's significant renovation. The message was a simple, pictorial one directed towards our presumed cosmic partners in the M13 globular star cluster. At the Milky Way's outer edge, this star cluster is about 21,000 light-years away from Earth and contains about 1/3 of a million stars. Arecibo's megawatt transmitter was coupled to a 305-meter antenna, and the transmission lasted for just less than 3 minutes. The Arecibo telescope, our solar system, DNA, a stick representation of a human, and some of the biochemicals of earthly life are among the things included in the message. A response to this message is highly unlikely, but the activity forced us to consider the challenges of communication across time zones and cultural divides. Despite the fact that we have not received any communication from the aliens, there is some speculation that they may have discovered Earth. Oumuamua, the first interstellar object discovered in our solar system, has piqued the interest of Harvard astronomy professor Avi Loeb, who believes that the strangeness of the object begs questions about its origins. University of Hawaii astronomers discovered this peculiar object on October 19, 2017, and later identified it as a red and elongated asteroid, which was traveling through our solar system. Oumuamua's peculiar acceleration was studied by Loeb, and he concluded that the object may be a fully operational probe sent intentionally to Earth's vicinity by an alien civilization. Naturally, it's going to be challenging for us to wrap our heads around the idea that Oumuamua could be an interstellar probe. However, he backed it up with strange observations he's made regarding Oumuamua. The first reason is that they were caught off guard by the discovery of this thing in the first place. They have a view of the solar system and are able to compute the rate at which it has ejected rocks throughout its history. In addition, if they make assumption that the planetary systems that revolve around other stars are behaving in a similar manner, they will be able to calculate the number of objects that should be found between the stars. This calculation gives them a lot of options, but the range is much smaller than what is needed to explain how Oumuamua was found. Also, he stated that only 1 in 500 stars in that frame are traveling as slowly as Oumuamua. He also mentioned that we have to anticipate that the majority of rocks will move roughly at the speed of the star from which they originated. If this object originated from another star, then that other star must have been something quite extraordinary. For Loeb, this raises the possibility that the interstellar object was sent by aliens. However, some scientists are afraid about making contact with aliens, and you may be one of them. Is there a chance that aliens are out there? And if so, what kind of beings would they be? Would they be peaceful explorers or violent conquerors? There are many who fear the worst-case scenario, invading aliens who will follow our message like a tracking device and come to Earth in order to take advantage of Earth's resources, enslave humanity, or possibly wipe out life on Earth as we know it altogether. Though some astronomers believe that danger is worth taking, and they add ominously that it's already too late. Since the beginning of radio, we've been broadcasting our kind to the rest of the universe. Now, why haven't we heard from extraterrestrial life despite all of these? One possibility is that we are the only ones in the universe. There are no other life forms. The enormity of the cosmos and the fact that, according to what we know so far about exoplanetary systems in our own galaxy, there are many billions of galaxies, each having hundreds of billions of stars, makes this unlikely. In the decades that have passed since then, astronomers have developed several potential theories that range from sociology to biological complexity. Aliens might be terrified of humans, or think we aren't worth their time for a number of reasons, for example. It's also possible that they speak a language that humans can't understand, which explains why we don't pick up on their communications. Or perhaps aliens are incapable of any form of human communication. There is, of course, the other option again, that there are no aliens. When it comes to human nature, we can't overlook the possibilities. Light, radio waves, and other types of electromagnetic radiation have all been explored in the search for signs from the universe. All directions and distances in space, as well as the various ways a signal may appear, must be covered by such an exploration. SETI Institute co-founder Jill Tarter compares these variables to a multidimensional ocean. When SETI turned 50, we had explored one glass of water from that ocean. By the time it turned 60, it was more like a small hot tub, she says. It's getting better and faster all the time. But there's a lot more to explore. Indeed, there is much more to discover. Enjoy the video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.